I'm going to call the meeting to order. Special board meeting of the Butler Community College Board of Trustees. Today, Monday, March 28th, 2022, and we will start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we've got a brief special meeting and then our work session today, but to start, would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I so move we approve the agenda.
Have a second?
And I'll second it.
Does this mean we can discuss it too?
Don't know that there's anything to discuss, but if you,
The only thing I'd like to say is that regardless of what it is, or what it's meant to be, if we could just have the public speaking part on every meeting we have, special or not, I think it'd just be a lot more visible, a lot more transparent. And I need to talk louder because apparently during the meetings, you can't hardly hear me even when my face is up this microphone's
You never have it up that close.
behind.
You don't. You have to talk into it.
I've gotten told the same thing, so I'm trying to.
I would
Like I'm
note
listening.
one comment in response to Julie's comment. I think in the entire time that I have been on the board, which would include Shelby and Julie and
It's
Mary
time,
Martha,
yes.
we have never had public comment at a special meeting. That's been the board's consistent practice.
Well, I
Like
disagree,
this,
it's right, though, of course.
agree or disagree. And in any event, the two items on the agenda for tonight would not be appropriate for public comment anyway. So there would have been no basis for public comment today.
You know, I understand what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying. But I don't agree. I think any public meeting needs the public comment section. Whether we want to discuss it in public or not, doesn't matter. I mean, unless we decide that all meetings shall have no public discussion and no public comment. It would be better than just eliminating it from certain meetings versus other meetings. And although I understand you going back and looking at all the other special meetings, we haven't had that many. And I would still like to see it be put on there just in case.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yes.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Winslow,
Nope.
trustee Shearer,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes. That passes 6-1. So the first item is the approval of the notice up letter for this year's contract negotiations. Dr.
Right.
Kroll.
Because we're using traditional bargaining this year, what you have in front of you that you need to approve is actually the notice up letter and the items that we submitted from the administrative end. We noticed up only this year the required mandatory compensation and benefits items. And then the two letters, the reduction in force, we added that as a letter of understanding or a memorandum of understanding with this last contract year. We added the RIF one, and then we added the one on the early retirement incentive for retirees, or the health insurance for retirees. So we only noticed up what we were required to notice up. And that's what we need your approval for. It has to be approved by the 31st of March. I have also copied off for you, given you a copy of the letter of the items that the faculty have noticed up. You don't have to approve that, but I wanted you to have a copy of that. There are a couple of items on that letter that we're still discussing that they believe are compensation issues. We don't believe that they are. So we're getting some clarification on those. And we also indicated in our first meeting last Monday with them that because we have a number of items that have to be discussed that are mandatory, that we were not going to talk about any permissive, the two permissive items that they listed, because we've got a lot of work to do on the ones that are mandatory that are going to take some time. So, and in order to both sides have to agree if we're going to talk about permissive items. So anyway, so I would like your approval or ratification, whatever we want to call it, of the items, the notice up letter that we've submitted from the admin side. And it's on page, it's listed starting on page 3 of your agenda. And then you have a copy in front of you too.
Would entertain a motion to approve that letter.
So move.
I would second it.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yes.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Winslow,
Yes.
trustee Shearer,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
Passes 7-0. The next item, just a quick preface. We've had opportunities to discuss the background and substance to Dr. Kroll's contract. That's an executive session discussion. It's non-personnel. All we're doing today is voting the contract as it's been presented. It's
Now,
not-
wait a
it's
minute.
not
You
time-
can't change the rules.
It is not time. It is not a discussion item in open session. Just for the same reasons we don't talk about it except in executive session.
Then why
other
aren't we
time.
in an executive session? If it's not a discussable item, why is it in a special meeting? Why is it on this agenda? Why are we not doing an executive session?
We have had multiple executive sessions already, and we ended the last one with consensus that there was nothing more to discuss.
You cannot vote in executive session and
Correct.
make any
Thank you.
binding decisions.
We have to approve the contract in open session. We don't talk about the background to it in open session because it's a personnel matter.
It's a personnel matter, but it's still.
Would
I don't know if you
entertain a
tech-
motion.
I don't know if you technically can't discuss the contract in public. It's public record, isn't it?
It is. Public record.
I understand you prefer not to. I'm
We
just-
cannot discuss, well,
There's things that we
I know
know
it-
we
it's a
cannot
fine line. I'm
discuss.
just
I don't know that you know that, though.
Oh,
Julie,
Forrest, for
no,
crying out loud.
No, I'm dead serious. I really
Well, you
don't.
Cut me off before. You'd be really good at it. You're practiced. So anytime I say something you don't like, all you gotta do is cut me off. But I'd still think it's not something that you could dictate to from that chair. That we can't talk about it or make comments. I mean, honestly, I only had a couple of things I wanted to ask about, but hey, you're making a big deal out of it. So
If the comments relate to personnel, then it is inappropriate to discuss in open session. If you have a comment that somehow has nothing to do with the personnel issue, which I find difficult to believe when we're ratifying a contract that's an employment contract, then if you want to make that comment, make that comment. But I think we need to tread carefully here. This is not an appropriate
course we do.
time to re-debate what we talked about in executive session.
We
With
want a
that, I
yes,
would
no
entertain a
vote?
motion.
no
Mr.
discussion.
Chairman, I so move that we extend a 2-year contract for the president, Dr. Kimberly Kroll, beginning July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2024, as discussed.
We have a second.
And I'll second.
The only item I will add is Kim Brungart, Julie and I were happy to agree to a 1-year contract. So if
Yes,
we're not against Dr. Kroll at all. We just wanted some more, I don't know how you're going to vote or you're going to vote, but some more defined goals in a 1-year checkup.
yes.
So we're not,
I would add to that, my reasoning is when you have an election cycle every 2 years. Oh, it's right here. When you have an election cycle every 2 years, myself as a new board member, I don't feel like I have enough information to, I don't have, certainly don't have justification to non-renew. That's just not fair. So in next election cycle, you have 2 years go by. I feel like if you get more new people, they're going to feel the same way. So by default, it's a constant, every 2 years, we just rubber stamp and go on. I feel like it's something that is a big enough deal to be looked at every year by the same board. And then if after a year we have like, we've got 3 of us that are new, if after a year we all look and we're like, this is great, 3-year contract, next time, I don't care. That's where I'm coming from. I just don't want Dr. Cole to think it's a personal attack because it's not.
I would like those comments noted in the minutes by both of those board members.
I would also note then for the benefit of the public, since we're putting this out there, that I believe 16 of the 18 community college presidents in Kansas have employment agreements that are 2 years or longer, and the majority of them are longer than 2 years. Butler Community College has engaged its president on a 2-year deal going back 20 plus years. This is not something new.
That's fine.
With that being said, it's pretty much,
Although
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
No,
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
yes,
trustee Winslow,
no.
trustee Shearer,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
No.
passes 4-3. Would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Really? We're done. Okay.
Because we're going to the
Special
work
summary.
session.
Is there
Because
something
we're
in
going to the work
agenda
Going to
that-
the
No,
work
I thought you
session.
had something else on there. Approval of
Hmm.
the. Okay, yeah, you already did the letter. I'm sorry. My
And I'll
mistake.
second the motion to adjourn.
Yeah, let's just go now.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
yes.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Winslow,
Yes.
trustee Shearer,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes.
Are adjourned into a work session.